Hi everyone, welcome back to another IT support lab. And in today's lab, I'll be demonstrating how to use a Windows System Information Tool, also known as the msinfo32, to inspect a computer hardware and operating system information. System information is one of the first tools an IT support technician uses when troubleshooting a computer, verifying hardware specification, or determining whether a system is suitable for an update. For this demonstration, I'm using a Windows 10 virtual machine running on a VMware. Virtual machines are commonly used by IT professionals because they provide a safe environment for testing and practicing without affecting a physical computer. So with that being said, let's get started. So now we'll begin by pressing the Windows and the arrow key. So you can hold on the Windows button on your keyboard, then click on the arrow key. As this will open, you'll see this. You type in msinfo32, msinfo32. Then you click OK. So by clicking OK, this opens the System Information Utility tab. So think of these tools as the computer identity card. Okay, it provides detailed information about operating system, processors, installed memories, BIOS, motherboard, and many other components that IT support technicians use during troubleshooting. So at the top of it, we can see the OS name, that is the operating system name, which is Microsoft Windows 10 Pro. Let me highlight it so you see better. Knowing the operating system is important because troubleshooting is an important troubleshooting step. Available features and drivers capability can vary depending on your version of the Windows installed. So next, we have the system manufacturer. I'm going to highlight that again, which is listed as the VMware. So this tells us that I'm working inside a virtual machine rather than directly on physical hardware. Rather than directly on a physical hardware. Virtual machines are widely used in IT support, system administration, and cybersecurity because they allow us to safely perform testing, troubleshooting, and lab exercises. So now under this, you see the system model, which is VMware 20.1, right? Oh, come out. On a physical computer, the field would normally display the manufacturer models such as HP, EliteBook, Lenovo, ThinkPad, just because this is because I'm using a virtual machine, that's why the system model is called VMware. So just right under it, you see the system type, which is x64 based PC. Modern operating system and applications are designed for 64-bit 44-bit system because they support more memory and generally provide better performance than older 32-bit systems. So we go further to the processor. As you can see, the processor installed in this virtual machine is an AMD Ryzen 5, which You can see it here highlighted here. So the processor, also known as the CPU, is often called the brain of the computer because it processes instructions and coordinates communication between the computer hardware components. So when users report that their computer is slow, identifying the processor helps IT support technicians understand the system capability before making any recommendation. So we'll go to the um, install physical memory. It should be here. So as you can see here, the install physical memory is 2 gigabytes. Since this is a virtual machine, only 2 gigabytes of RAM have been allocated for this lab environment. RAM is the computer's RAM in the computer, temporary working memory. It stores the data that active application need while they are running. If a computer doesn't have enough RAM, users may experience slow performance, especially when running multiple applications at the same time. So the BIOS version, we have to scroll back up. BIOS version and dates. BIOS version and dates. Oh, what's happening? Okay. So BIOS stands for Basic Input Output System. Okay. So it's Basic Input and Basic Input Output System. So the BIOS of firmware is responsible for initializing the computer's hardware before the operating system starts. In IT support technician often check the BIOS version when troubleshooting hardware compatibility issues or verifying firmware updates. So we can also see that the BIOS mode is UEFI, which is this. UEFI is the modem replacement for the traditional BIOS. It performs hardware check during setup, supports faster boost time, and provides improved security features compared to the legacy BIOS or BIOS. So let's take this real world scenario. Imagine a customer contacts the IT support desk and say that they want to upgrade their computer but don't know its specification. Instead of making assumption, an IT support technician would first open the system information to verify the processor, installed RAM, operating system, BIOS information, and system type. Gathering the information will allow the IT technician to recommend upgrade based on evidence rather than guesswork. This troubleshooting approach helps prevent unnecessary hardware replacements and ensure the customer receives the correct recommendation. So that being said, in this lab, we learned how to use the system information or msinfo32 to inspect important computer specifications such as the operating system, the processor, the installed memory, the BIOS information, and system type. This is an essential tool for IT support professionals because it provides valuable system information before troubleshooting or recommending upgrades. So, thank you for watching. If you find this labs helpful, feel free to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and check out the GitHub link in the description for full documentation. I will see you in the next IT support lab. Bye for now.